BenLake.
Diolch, Mr Deputy Speaker. Being a citizen of the EU brings many tangible benefits, and this afternoon I would like to return the debate to focus a little bit on the impact of citizenship, European citizenship, on UK citizens. It allows people from the UK to move easily to mainland Europe and between European countries, be it for work, study or for pleasure. And what's more, when in Europe, it enables us to enjoy a range of rights, whether they be on healthcare, education, work and social security. Now, young people I meet feel particularly strongly about this issue. And given the insecurity clouding the horizons of so many across the UK, it isn't surprising that the material freedoms afforded by EU citizenship are held in such importance. And I would at this point mention in passing that it is important to remember that what we are discussing here is that European Union citizenship has always been additional to UK citizenship. Never have they been mutually exclusive, they have always been additional. EU citizenship and the rights it entails has for many become synonymous with opportunity. It offers the chance to broaden horizons. Now, as has already been mentioned in this afternoon's debate, there is no legal reason why a limit must be placed on such opportunity. No reason why UK citizens must be stripped of these rights and freedoms. No reason why their prospects... I will.
On the topic of reasons, does the Honourable Member not agree with me that free movement of labour was a key concern not only of those that voted Leave but also those that voted Remain, like myself? And does he not believe that as an elected representative it is important to in fact represent those views?
I thank her intervention, although I fear that perhaps she's mistaken the point I'm making and perhaps I wasn't clear enough. What I'm trying to discuss here today is the rights of UK citizens and their ability to travel to Europe, to work, live. The question isn't about freedom of movement. This is a system I would be able to opt in. You could also equally opt out. It is entirely possible to pursue associated European Union citizenship for UK citizens, and there are ample precedents from which such a scheme could draw upon. My honourable friend, the member for North East Fife, just mentioned Greenland example. My honourable friend from Arfon mentioned the example and experience in Ireland. It is also quite interesting, and perhaps members would like to look at the situation of the citizens of some of the Crown dependencies in the Channel Islands, where there is a very bespoke and unique relationship. The point I suppose I'm making is that it is a matter of political will. There is a way, when it comes to negotiations, of ensuring that benefits are afforded to everybody equally. It is sorry, yes.
I'm most grateful, and he's making a strong case here. Would he agree with me that at the moment young people, or indeed everybody in the United Kingdom, can go without permit to work in 30 other countries? That's 27 other EU countries and 3 EEA countries, with the exception of Luxembourg. And after we come out of the EU, it will be 0. A French person of the same age will be able still to go to 29 different countries. What a difference that is in terms of rights and opportunities.
To the Honourable Member for his intervention, and I think he makes a very important point. This point about unnecessarily limiting the horizons of UK citizens. That is a point I'm trying to make, and I would wholeheartedly agree with the Honourable Member. As I mentioned, it is perhaps not a legal question, but more one of political will. The will of the public, and in particular their support of such a measure, is quite clear. As my honourable friend, the member for Arfon, mentioned in his opening remarks, according to research led by the London School of Economics and Opinion in July 2017, 6 out of 10 Britons who were asked want to keep their European Union citizenship after Brexit, particularly the right to live, work, study and travel within the EU. The support of retaining these rights is particularly strong among 18 to 24-year-olds, 85% of whom want to retain their EU citizenship in addition to the British citizenship. And in October 2017, a further report was published by the LSE on youth perspectives and priorities for Brexit negotiations. Focus groups revealed widespread fear and frustration, and prime amongst these concerns were questions regarding the loss of their EU benefits, including their ability to gain access to educational programmes, opportunities to work and travel in Europe, and the rights that they will have once there. Mr Deputy Speaker, Ceredigion, the constituency that I have the honour of serving, was one of the handful of Welsh areas that voted to remain. Indeed, prior to the referendum, Ceredigion was widely reported as one of the most Europhile counties in the whole of the United Kingdom. My constituency, therefore, to put it very bluntly, did not support leaving the European Union, but most certainly it did not give any government a mandate to deny its citizens the rights and freedoms which membership of the EU ensured. As the Honourable Member referred to earlier, to limit the horizon, to limit the opportunities for comparison to citizens of other European states. The question of the future status of the rights bestowed upon UK citizens by EU membership will not disappear, as has already been mentioned this afternoon in this debate. Rather, they will grow in both prominence and importance as negotiations progress. A lot has been made of the clarity, or lack thereof, of EU law with regards to the status of the rights of UK citizens once we leave. I would like to perhaps draw attention to international law, and that while European law and the founding treaties may offer a clear interpretation one way, international law is equally clear to the reverse. If anything, the 1969 Vienna Convention on the law of treaties means that it is incumbent on both the UK and the EU to address this matter of future status urgently. For even if Article 71B of this convention is interpreted in such a way so that the withdrawal of a member state from the EU extinguishes the rights of individuals created by the founding treaties, international law would still require that a treaty is agreed on the future status of such rights. Associate European citizenship is a model that the UK government could adopt and pursue in this instance, as well as affording us UK citizens the ability to continue to enjoy the rights and freedoms they currently do. It would safeguard the dormant rights of younger generations, and perhaps, most importantly of all, grant generations yet to be born the same opportunities from which those of us present here today have been able to benefit. I will.
I thank the honourable gentleman for making such a passionate and eloquent case on this, which I wholeheartedly support, and I, like him, represent a constituency, Cardiff South and Penarth, where people voted to remain. And does he not, like me, share the sort of real horror, really, of going around speaking to young people? I mean, we're still relatively young ourselves, and we had those opportunities to go out. I lived in Denmark, I lived in Belgium, had those opportunities, and we're able to go around our constituencies and yet to tell young people in those constituencies they're going to have less opportunities, less rights, and less prospects than we did even just a few years ago.
Thank the Honourable Member for his intervention. I think he's got to the nub of the issue here, in that we are, by not pursuing this option or addressing this matter more thoroughly, at risk of denying many of our younger generations the same opportunities that we were able to enjoy from. I will give way to the Chair in about a second.
I'm very grateful to the Honourable Gentleman. But is he seriously suggesting that the European Union are likely to ban young people from Britain from travelling in other EU countries? And if they were trying to do that, wouldn't we be quite right to walk away from an organisation willing to contemplate such an outrageous thing to do?
I would respectively thank the Honourable Member for his intervention, although I would perhaps politely suggest that what the EU may or may not do is not for a matter of this House. I don't think that I've raised any kind of aspirations as to what the EU will want to do. What I'm saying is that it is in the gift of this government and this place to ensure that our position is that we pursue associate, to ensure that the rights of our young people, not just young people, citizens of the UK, old and young, that they are able to still enjoy the rights that we currently do. Yes, I will.
Very grateful to Honourable Friend for giving way, and I think he's making a very powerful speech. And does he share my concern as well, that if you are a fourth-year student at Lochend High School in Easterhouse, you would be able to go on to do Erasmus in the next year or two, but because of the vague promises that have been made by the Prime Minister, that opportunity won't be there, so therefore it's the UK government that's taking those opportunities away for young people in the East End of Glasgow.
I thank the Honourable Friend for his intervention, and I agree the uncertainty is certainly not helpful to anybody. And when I speak to a lot of young people, those concerns are precisely the ones that they raise with me. They don't know what the future holds. They knew, or perhaps at times were planning ahead to be able to enjoy things that some of their elder siblings or family members were able to do, and now they find themselves in the daunting situation of not being able to do so as well. My point, therefore, to conclude, is that Brexit need not rid UK nationals, young or old, of these rights, and international law is quite clear on this. How UK nationals will retain their European citizenship after Brexit is therefore a question of political will. It is for the government to propose a model to achieve this and to negotiate so that it is included in the withdrawal agreement. Not only does associate citizenship present a possible solution, it also offers much needed compromise for an embattled government, a way to heal the deep divisions that have emerged across the UK. For again, I will reiterate a point I made earlier to the Honourable Lady. This would be a system, a model where one could opt in or refuse to opt in. The choice is there. It would be a way to heal divisions. And after all, as the former Education Secretary put it, if Brexit doesn't work for young people in our country, in the end, it will not be sustainable.